Everything is orchestrated perfectly, just like the universe, just like everything. Look in the nature. Do you see, a tree rushing to grow? No. Yeah. And it's from the pain of realization, I started crying. And then it woke up on me a curiosity. What is this yoga? What is it about? He was telling us, you go home and you sit in silence with 3 bowls of tea every single day. In silence, no phones, nothing. You just sit and you will see what happens.
Oh, the ravioli. Oh, the ravioli.
So before we start, can I invite you to do something for us to do something?
Yes.
Love it. So, can we just bring our hands to our hearts?
Yes.
And just close our eyes for a moment. It doesn't have to be significant, and you can also bring a smile to your face. And just start breathing into your heart for a few moments, connecting with the beating of your heart, softening the body, feeling the contact of your sitting bones with the couch. Relaxing, softening your jaw and your forehead. And as we ground in our hearts, I'm inviting us to find the reason that we are grateful for, and right in this moment. Just one reason. We have millions of reasons to be grateful for, but let's just choose one that speaks to us. And so you have that reason of gratitude. Can you spread it in your whole heart, and then outside of your heart, in your whole body, in your whole being? Bringing a smile to your face, and knowing that this feeling of gratitude and abundance, in a way, is like an antidote for our negative emotions or insecurities or nervousness. Just bringing this, the reason to be grateful in this moment. I'm grateful that you invited me in your space, and I'm here, and I feel welcome. And so thank you so much. And I'm very slowly opening the eyes, coming back. And now we can start. Thank you so much. And so this is also the answer for the question, what gets me out of bed. This.
Yeah, I'm really curious. What's the one thing that gets you out of bed in the morning?
Bringing this to people. So yes, when I don't want to wake up in the morning at 7 and drive all the way and teach a yoga class, or waking up at 6 and doing this ceremony by the ocean, I connect to what I want to bring to people, my contribution in the world. And I want to bring to people this connection, the reminder that the connection with their hearts is the most powerful thing that they can experience in this life. So that's what gets me out of bed. And of course my kids, right?
Yes.
I'm a mom, and the mom is the biggest gift for my life. So they get me out of bed to get them to school.
So lovely. Wow, my heartbeat changed absolutely.
when we did the exercise, and I would love to give you a short introduction. Our wonderful guest today is Olesea. I met her, Ruslan met her as well, at a yoga lesson here in Madeira, and it's so wonderful how you lead people and how you connect your passion about yoga, but also with these small hints of look at that place. Like last time you said, you have two options. You can connect to your thoughts or you can connect to your breath. One gives you power, one takes it away from you. And just giving people not like a lecture, hey, you should do that and that to live a fulfilled life, but to inspire them by just showing them how to do it, how to connect to their breath and how to feel in their body. And it's like you have a really wonderful and empathetic way to inspire people getting connected to their inner, to their soul. And it's super wonderful how you do that.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much for saying that. Thank you for participating to my yoga lessons, right? And that doesn't mean that I also don't have those human moments, and that I'm bringing in my yoga classes and forcing people to go to places and maybe they are not ready. And that's for me to learn, to invite people, guide them, and if they don't want to go, it is okay. It is totally fine if they don't want to go. And yes, I want people to feel that I accept and love them unconditionally. Even if they choose to not go to places I want them to go. Because of course, when I see people, I see beyond their bodies and beyond their thoughts and, mental patterns. I see in them that universal energy, that power. And I know that they can create so much, including me, of course. We can create so much. We have a huge potential, infinite potential. And but at the same time, we are in this dimension, in this physical body. And there is some limitation. And there is also some pace that you need to have in order to align all the parts in you, your nervous system, all your bodies, mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, so you go harmoniously on your road. I tend to force things in my own journey, and when I do that, I harm my body because, of course, mentally and intellectually I can achieve a lot of things, but if my body is not on board, I'm harming it. And then I need weeks to recover with sleeping more or, eating properly and massages and other things. So it's just listening to all the bodies being aligned and then very slowly. Because you see, I think we talked about that last time. Look in the nature. Do you see, a tree rushing to grow? No. Yeah. And it's... It is happening in its own rhythm, right? Or you cannot go to a flower and just scream on the flower, bloom, bloom. It's blooming in its own time. So we are the same. Some of us would probably grow faster, like in nature, some plants, but some of us slower, and it is okay. And what we are doing, if you noticed in the yoga class, is actually focusing on our own journey and practice and not compare ourselves to others. And that is the most toxic thing we can do to compare us to other people. Right? So I don't know if you asked something, but I just went there.
Yeah, absolutely wonderful. I would love to know, how did you discover yoga, and why would you say does it play such an important role in your life, and you feel it's very important for other people as well to connect to themselves?
That's a beautiful question. Because yoga came in my life very unexpectedly, and it was in 2017 in November. And if I'm not mistaken, it was 11th of November, so it was 11/11, right? And I went to a class, and I knew about the class that is an aerobic class. And I just like to dance and aerobic and always moving, right? Now when I entered the class, there is a yoga class, and they are just telling me that the class had been replaced because the teacher of aerobic couldn't come that day. And then I just, I felt maybe too shy to say that, okay, I'm going. And I prefer to enter, but nothing is random, right? Everything is orchestrated perfectly, just like the universe, just like everything, right? So I entered, and I started doing those postures. And I remember thinking, wow, this is so boring. And this is like, it's the first and last time I'm going to be here in a yoga class. And then there is this posture. Probably you just turn on the other side and you twist, right?
Yeah.
And when I turned on the right side, I couldn't turn. Like everything in me, like parts of my body were in pain and very rigid. So I would say, wow. So if my body reflects the state of my mind, that means that all those things that I was telling about myself, that I'm an open-minded person, right? When you say like, my name is Olesea, I'm 20 years old and I'm an open-minded person. Well, I was not. So in that moment I realized that my mind was so rigid and so closed. And from the pain of realization, I started crying. Then the session ended, and then it woke up in me a curiosity. What is this yoga? What is it about? I want to go deeper into it. But to go deeper into yoga, you get more information and practice in a shorter time doing a teacher training. So I never meant to be a yoga teacher. I just wanted to learn, because that's one of my first values, growth and expansion, and learning and educating myself. And a few months later, I started my yoga practice, my yoga teacher training. And every month we will do modules and learn about the philosophy of yoga and practice. And it has been a painful process, because maybe for the first time in my life I met myself in this way. I met my body, I met my mind, and it was a very uncomfortable meeting. But then I started knowing myself in a way that I didn't know myself before. So I started seeing how many lies my mind was telling to me. And I was, in fact, living in a lie in my life. And I didn't know that. Because when you are inside of it, you don't know it. You just don't know it. So then when I finished my teacher training, some friends came to me and said, can you teach us yoga? Can we just do some sessions? And I was like, let's do it. So there was no payment. It was just joy of sharing. And we did the practice. And they said, wow, you have such a natural way of doing, and we just love it. And then those friends, some of them did their teacher training because I transmitted it to them. Wow. And so on, right? And then so it works like that, and that's how I started, teaching people by invitation from the world. The world needed that, and I started doing that. So yes, when I go on a yoga session with my students, I see everything about them, and it can be a good thing, but it can also not be such a good thing.
For yourself.
Like that you
Yes,
don't
for
that you see
myself.
it, yeah, okay.
For myself. Because I want to tell them so many things, right?
Yeah.
But then I'm like, if this thing will harm him, then I shouldn't say that. You see, I'm going to the first yama, that's non-violence, right? Ahimsa, non-violence. So if I'm taking from the joy of someone's moment, then I should just not say anything. And it's hard to not say anything. And it's amazing, because in a yoga session, you can learn so many things about yourself. That's why I want people to do yoga, because it's a way to learn about yourself through 1 hour of yoga practice. And you can learn so many things if you are open about your body, about your mind, about the state of your emotions, and also your spiritual state.
Yeah.
Yes, because I don't want to say level. Yeah.
Yeah. You're such an amazing person, Olesea.
Thank you so much, Ruslan.
Yes.
Likewise, and I'm really happy that we connected and we are here together.
Yes, so amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
One thing I noticed, because I was doing a lot of sports, let's say the activities, also stuff like aerobics, some mobility work. But when I came to your class, things changed. It's like I felt after your class always more connected to myself. And I'm not sure how to explain it, but how would you say it? How could it make it feel myself more when I be in a yoga class like yours? Because I feel afterwards always so grounded, connected to myself. And I think it's like when I start the day with a yoga class, it's like this will be an amazing day. It's always an amazing day afterwards.
It's so I'm touched to hear that. Thank you so much for saying that, and thank you for taking the time to do the practice, and thank you for honoring yourself enough to choose yourself, because essentially you are not choosing me in my class. You're choosing yourself, your time, and your practice. And why the practice is important is because in our lives things change constantly, and sometimes things can be overwhelming. But having a practice, it is a place of centeredness, a place that you can call it a place where you meet yourself. It's like home, right? So it's that place that is always there. That place doesn't change. So it's the practice, right? And when you come in that place, that's why the practice, whatever it is, it can be yoga, because I'm not saying that's it, yoga is the best, because I can talk about the tea ceremony the same, right? The tea practice. But whatever it means for you, yoga, meditation, tea practices and other practices, it's to understand that you need one to center yourself and to come back again and again home to yourself, and see that yes, the external will always change, but you have this place that will never change, and that gives you stability in your life and in your being, that practice. So thank you for coming and for opening yourself. And I see, in every lesson and with every week, I see that is also the fulfillment of a teacher, right? Is to see the students grow and open. And I see that you are going deeper into your body. I remember you came in the first class, and I remember when you went with the legs over your head, right?
Yeah.
And you were blocking and all that. Yes, exactly. And I see how slowly you're opening, and it's really amazing to see that. Thank you.
Yeah, it's kind of it's so inspiring, because the more it feels so, I don't know, for my brain it doesn't make sense, but the more I'm getting like flexible, the more I explore myself. It feels like the more I can move my body and do new positions, hold this position, and like you said, with the breathing and be calm in this position, the more I find out, who is this? What do I have here? And it's kind of magical that I experienced the first time when I went to your class, because maybe you can talk more about the breath. Why is the breath so important? Because I love it now.
I love this question, and I'll tell you why. Why the breath is so important? Well, let's go to the moment when you were born, right? You were born. And what happened just the first time that you came in this world? What is the one thing that you did, the first thing?
Well, I don't remember, but I think I was taking a breath.
Yeah. Exactly. And that's, that simple act of you took a breath and you took the life in you. So yes, breath is life. And that's why you can say a lot about one person's life by just watching how they are breathing. You can say how much they are open and receptive to life, or how much they are holding on and they are just not surrendering to life in general, by breath. Now you have the answer to your question, like why the breath is so important. Because the breath is the life. I mean, don't get me started on this. It's like, because in first place, it nourishes the body, right? It nourishes everything with that prana, with that energy. And we all want to feel energized and calm, and it all depends. You can do everything, all that, with just your breath alone. Like, so simple, but yes, it's our medicine, and it's available to us at all times, the breath, right? And yet, we're chasing experiences and things and expensive stuff, but it's like, look, what do you want? Tell me. I want to have a calm mind. Just breathe. What do you want? I want to be present. Just breathe. You see, everything that you really want is available to you at all times through your breath. Because you see, you will tell me, yeah, but I want to travel, and I want this relationship, and I want this house. And if you go by questions and boil, to the initial, you want to be calm, you want to be present, you want to be joyful, you want to be energized. That's why you want all those experiences. Now, you still go and do things in your life, of course, but let's get to the point, to the seed. You want that, you want to be all that, you can have it right now. You saw just the simple act of staying with your heart, and you create everything that you want. You can create calmness, you can create peacefulness, connection, and all that, feeling energized, and all that through breathing into your heart. So why we forgot about that? Why? It is so simple. But you see, even me, who is practicing, right, a lot, I also forget. And I need people around me to tell me, and I have my kids to remind me, Mom, breathe. Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
Awesome. Strong.
So then they're reminding me and I remind them. And that's how we're helping each other.
Yeah.
Yes.
So wonderful. And the story you told about how you explored yoga and that you couldn't move on the right side because of some pain. I had it in a talk with a friend, and she said, hey, we were completely flexible as children, and as adults we just got this we can't, it blocks ourselves, and why can't we stretch like this? And there are people, they don't stretch every morning, but they are super flexible, and some people do it every day, but they can't move properly.
Yes.
So in my mind it was like, oh yeah, of course. So what came into my life that blocks me from reaching my toes with my, easily? Yeah. And when we go into yoga and some positions, for me it's like also very hard to stay present and breathe. And I was like, but it's also like it's like feeling this pain and then staying present in that pain. And she said, yeah, this pain wants to show you something. Just breathe and go into that pain. And it's like, if you unlock it, if you go beyond this, pain, and then I stop. But if you go inside of it, then you will discover something. And you teased it already. But so my question is, how, when we are at a yoga session on Friday, for example, and I feel the pain in my leg, how can I go inside of it and show or discover what it wants to teach me?
So in first place is just going there. That is enough. Just being with yourself and breathing. You see, you're not going, or maybe you have the intention to go and see what is there, right?
Yeah.
All right, it's good to have this intention, because your experience will be given by the intention you have in a yoga practice, right? And if you want to go, and by breathing in and just being, and maybe there is nothing, and maybe there is something, maybe there is a message for you, but can you be present with whatever experience you have? Mm-hmm. Like, you see, when you go there, you already have an agenda. And you cannot have an agenda with you, not in a practice. You, in a practice, you need to just open yourself to whatever comes. So maybe that pain doesn't necessarily need to talk to you in that moment. Maybe it just needs your presence and just breathe into it, alone like that. Yeah. So I would guide you maybe to just breathe and be with it, with whatever it is. Maybe there is just silence. Maybe there is no message. And maybe there is a message and it will come to you. So just be with whatever it is, Yannick. Can we do that?
Absolutely.
But look, you know, when I'm talking to you, I'm talking to myself too. Because I also experience a lot of pain in the body. In fact, I'm experiencing pain right now. And it's, I am flexible, yes, I'm a yoga teacher, right? But I also have a lot of pain in the body that I live every single day with it. And in the beginning I would say, what is this pain? Let me go and do this meditation and my practice and see what it is. And asking and asking and asking, you know, like I was some kind of detective or, you know, policeman asking, right? And then eventually I learned to just be with myself, with what it is. And know that maybe that pain will never go away. Can I be okay with that? And at some point I made peace with myself that, yeah, if I have to experience it all my life, can I be okay with it? Yes, I can be. But that was a lot of surrender and letting go to come to the moment that, yes, I can. So I'm asking you, can you be with that pain? And if that pain will always be there, can you be okay with that?
Yeah, I can.
That's huge.
Life is more wise than I am.
Exactly. That is beautiful. Did it answer your question?
Absolutely.
Because sometimes I feel like I'm going so much away, so you guys bring me back, okay?
No, it just shows how much wisdom is inside of you in the topic.
Thank you.
And that's why I'm curious as well, because we have some tea here, and that tea is as old as I am.
Yes, it's amazing. And the name of it?
It's joy, right?
Yes.
So, and it's because I never thought about tea like in this super like deep way. What's the magical thing about tea for you? And what can we learn about tea, and how can we maybe use it or implement it in our daily life that it brings us maybe to a deeper level?
What can we not learn from tea? You know, the tea is a plant that was discovered more than 5,000 years ago. And the legend says that there was an emperor who also was a doctor, and he just explored pretty much every plant that he was encountering. And because some of the plants are poisons, some of the plants are healing plants, he was like constantly poisoning himself, but at the same time healing himself with other plants. So it says that, you know, like in China, they drink warm water. So they have been drinking warm water since beginning of times, I guess. And he had this cup of warm water, and he was just walking and exploring a forest, or I would say a forest or a garden, and he fell asleep by a tree. Just by the root of a tree, he just fell asleep. And then when he woke up, there were some leaves in his cup of water, of warm water. And when he tasted, it had a very good taste. The one he didn't taste before.
Yeah.
And that's how the tea was discovered. Then he saw that by drinking this drink, he will bring so much healing in his body. And that's how the tea, maybe we lost this wisdom or knowledge, but the tea is a medicinal plant. It's a plant that restores the natural processes in your body, but also in your whole body. It's not just the physical ones. So you can feel by drinking it, but a good quality tea, because nowadays we have like everything in the supermarket, you can make a difference from a tomato that is a farm tomato and the one from the supermarket, a plastic one. The same with the tea, the same with everything.
Yes.
So you need to get like a high quality tea and give yourself this gift. For me, tea is not only a medicinal plant, it's everything. It's a culture, it's a tradition. And it teaches, it comes with Tao, right? With Tao, with the Tao, with the Taoists who brought this plant, and it also comes with a philosophy of life. Like, tea comes with living a life harmoniously with the environment, with the universe, with the law of the universe, but also a life that is simple, and a life that is tranquil and pure. So, after I did the tea ceremony course with my teacher in the middle of the Pyrenees Mountains in Spain, he was telling us, you go home and you sit in silence with 3 bowls of tea every single day. Just like you have the cup, and you sit with 3 cups of tea every single day in silence. No phones, nothing, or music. Just sit you and the tea, and you will see what happens. And we're curious. Come on, teacher, tell us. We'll discover, but tell us. And it's a good thing he didn't tell us, because there's nothing to tell. Everyone has their own experiences. But what was for me as an experience, when I sat every single day with 3 bowls of tea in silence, my life changed, completely. My values changed. If you would go in my wardrobe, you would see all those Dior and Louis Vuitton and brands that I would love to have, and Rolex. I would be a rich girl, with a lot, and showing, right? A rich girl and showing. And then after the tea, everything disappeared. Not because I didn't, maybe because I didn't value them anymore. Yeah, I love good stuff, but I don't know, I just had the need of more simplicity, and I changed my wardrobe to organic fabric, clothes, and more of a cotton and linen, and more simple, simple and less colors. So I gave everything away. Wow. Yeah. So for me, how it manifested in my life in this way. So tea has a lot to teach us. I recommend you to start with 3 bowls of tea in silence.
Sounds so amazing.
Yes.
Because it feels like you have chosen life in this moment, because you connect to yourself, you take your time. It's like in prayer you do with your cup, it's like in the morning, and it did guide you on your direction that makes you makes you more appreciate the life around you, and so you recognize what are the things that are important for me and which things are not important, and you choose on your side.
Priorities.
It's really impressive. Yes.
I like that, Ruslan. I like that you say that. Priorities. I think it is gone. But I love, yes. The tea, is a plant that calms your mind, or stills your mind and calms your heart. And we want to have a still mind and a focused mind. Because whatever you want to do, maybe a project, maybe a podcast, or prepare for a certain situation or business, when you have a still and focused mind, you can do that thing in a shorter time, much shorter than if your mind is distracted. If you just notice how you do things, just take one day and say, you know what, today I'm going to notice myself without judging myself and how you do things. I did it one day with myself, right? So I said, today I'm going to be fully an observer without judging myself. I mean, sometimes I wouldn't succeed because of course I would judge, but I would notice myself how I sat because I wanted to write an article. Then I remembered that, you know what, I want tea. Then, but I didn't eat my breakfast today. I'm going to do my breakfast. I remember that I had to give an answer for the furniture, so they don't come on Wednesday, but they come on Friday. And so it's like that. Do you see?
Yes.
Do you see how the monkey mind was just jumping from one thing to another? And it, all those distractions, I can tell you that almost all of us, we have this in our mind. And the most precious thing we can give to ourselves is to still it and be focused. Or Taoist, because the tea also comes with a philosophy of life. And Taoists that brought this philosophy to life, they were very focused in their mind, and they were very productive, and they were doing things in 1 hour that an ordinary or usual person would do in 1 month. That's how their minds were. So yes, so it's something that is not available to most of us, this quality of the mind. And that's why we want to do the tea practice, and that's why we want to do the yoga, or that's why we want to do the meditation, because we want to harness and cultivate this state of mind. Then I can assure you, you can have anything that you want in your life by just this state of mind and the quality of your mind. So yes, with the tea practice, we also cultivate that state of mind. And not the mind that judges and analyzes, but the mind that is meditative, and the one that is receptive and listening to what is needed in the moment, what is needed. And yeah, so let's drink more tea.
It's so powerful, yeah.
Yes. And now I remember, do you see, Ruslan? I remember what I wanted to say. It came to me, It always comes when the mind is...
it's cool.
When I did it...
When you go for the cup of tea.
Exactly.
That's interesting.
I love it. When I did the 10 days tea ceremony and tea ceremony course, when it was the first moment when I brought the first bowl of tea to my heart, the tears were flowing and I felt so connected and present. And in that moment, I committed to bring this to as many people as possible. Because what I lived in that moment, it's something that you just cannot describe in words. I can say, but everyone needs to experience for themselves. What I experienced was that moment was full and rich and complete. There was missing nothing from the moment. There was like, I experienced wholeness and being complete right in that moment. My life could have ended right in that moment and I would have been happy. Like there was no missing of kids, of my Louis Vuitton bags, or my cars or my houses. And I knew the tea brings that to people, so I need to bring it to people. And at the same time, in Madeira, this practice is not so popular. So I need also to learn a lot of patience, but ways how to bring this practice to people's hearts and to make them, yes. And I participated to the first person and to her transformation. And I always share this story because it's just a beautiful story. You know, when I came back from the course and I was sitting with 3 bowls of tea and doing the tea ceremony every single day, I invited the grandmother of my children to join me because she was living with me. And I remember in the first ceremony, she sat there and she said, "Please tell me how long we'll be here, because I need to cook, kids will come from school, and I need to clean, and I have so many things to do, so please tell me how long." I told her, "We'll be here for 30 minutes or 35. And my dear and sweet grandmother, she was drinking the tea like she would drink a vodka. It was like, let's do it. Yes, because she was so busy, right? Yeah. She had to do so many things. Yeah. And then the next day, she stayed in the ceremony just a few seconds more. And the next day, a few seconds more. And one day, we were in the garden, and she would be with the bowl of tea, and the sunshine was playing in her tea, and she was so present, and she was so connected with that, and her face was so bright and so joyful. And that was the moment that, I knew that's why I'm doing that, for that, because I want to see the faces of people like bright and present and just joyful. Yeah.
That's so beautiful. I just got tears in my eyes. That's so nice.
Thank you. Yeah, I transmitted it because every time I share this story, it brings tears in my own eyes to see the transformation of people. And when I say transformation, it's not necessarily them becoming more. Transformation for me is not that. For me, transformation is actually getting closer to your own heart and to your own being. And that's what is for me.
Yeah, that's like the whole journey is about remembering.
Yeah.
Because as you said, when we get, like we are born, we are so flexible, everything.
Yes.
We are pure. And when we get older, we just have to remember again. How was it actually when we were born? And I think, because the busyness is just a thing that we adopted over the time. But that's not how we were born. We were not born and had to say, "Oh, I need to clean now this room." Yes. It did not happen like that.
So I have a question for you.
Sure.
As we talked before, and you were mentioning, we were born and we were children, and I think life is actually not necessarily becoming more, yes, expanding and growing, but it's all boiling to getting closer to our essence, just how we were when we came in the world, right?
Yeah.
So now if I would talk, and I am talking with the essence in you, with that inner child, little Ruslan and little Yannick. And I would ask them, what do you need? What would they respond? And you can close your eyes for that and you can connect, because sometimes maybe it's not available. But don't get in the mind to think about that. Whatever comes to your, to you in this moment, what would they say? What would they need? If there are 3 things, what would that be?
It's like the first thing that came to my mind is like hugging, it's like true connection, like with another soul, with another human being. It's like, it's all about this. It's not about, the other things, like watching a movie or whatever. But for me, it's all about the connection with the people. Yeah.
Wow. That's beautiful.
And that's why it's kind of weird because like even back then, 10 years ago, when I was not in this path, as I was still, let's say, struggling through life, I always loved to hug people. Like when we greet each other, it's like, yeah, you can give the hand, but I always went for the hug. Everyone, I went always for the hug. And when we were going separate, again hugging. And I felt like I'm like a professional hugger. But now I realize it's more about, it's this energy exchange of, because when I hug someone, I'm so close to this person, I can feel the heartbeat, I can feel actually the essence of the person. I can feel, is he truly happy now? Is something happening? It's like I can align, I can connect with these other people more easily when I'm closer. The more distance I have, the more I'm away from you, but when I'm more close. And yeah, and that's a thing that's going through my whole life, as I see. It's when I was little until now, and it's not stopping. It's there, and I can't get enough of it. Yeah.
It is so beautiful. And I have another question, Ruslan. Are you harnessing this need enough in your life?
I don't think so. Currently not, no. It was because yesterday was also weird. We were going to a restaurant and there were around 20 people.
I was not there, but
Yeah.
you told me the story and I was like,
Yeah. And I only did hug 5 of these people because the other, they were not even introducing themselves. Other came, just gave their hand and were like distance. And I felt like, man, I don't belong here. You know, these are not my people. And it's like if someone does not want to hug me, then it's like a sign, hey, you don't want to be here. You're just here because it's good manner or someone invited you, but actually you're not coming here because you actually want to be there, to be around these people. And yeah, it's kind of interesting how, yeah, because then afterwards I met Yannick again and he's hanging out with people. They come and they jump on me, you know. It's like the connection is so real because then we want to see each other. It's a good indicator for me. Like
Yes, exactly.
But I for sure need more hugs. Yes, for sure.
Beautiful. Versus the yoga class on Wednesday, when you come and we receive and we give a lot of hugs.
Yeah.
We just hug with everyone.
Yeah, it's amazing. I start today with 7-8 hugs and it's not like this 1 second hugs, you know, where you just pretend to hug someone.
Yeah.
But it's you take 1, 2, 3, maybe sometimes 5 breaths. Or sometimes it takes longer.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, and then I feel so much alive afterwards. Yes.
Thank you for sharing that. So it's a good indicator for you on what you need. It's just as simple as that. You don't need to go on hours of exploration. It's just finding that essence in you, little Ruslan. Bring it in front of you, and just ask, what do you need? And then you go as an adult and you fulfill the need of that little child, which is your soul. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Yannick?
did I understood your question right? Like you ask if what my soul needs or my inner child needs?
Yes.
Okay. Then for me it would be trust.
Trust.
Yeah, 100% trust. Like not even from someone else. It's also just from my side to myself. Because I really resonate with the book The Alchemist, and they always say it's all written there. It's all written there. Maktub, yeah. And another person just reflected it on me that like my soul was really clear what I don't know, is it she? What I want to explore in this life or experience. And I know sometimes I feel like I don't have really a lot of struggles in my life. Everything just falls into place and is really aligned when I stick to my true self. But sometimes a lot of doubts just come into my space, and I guess it's always just like to trust this way, like the way it's already laid out. You just need to trust and walk.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why it's so wonderful for me to be on Madeira, because I was standing there in front of the ocean the first time I was here 3.5 years ago, and I had this feeling like, wow, I have everything on the outside. What you said, like you said it with houses and everything and ownership of some clothes or whatever. For me it was, okay, I was standing on an island with sun, with palm trees, with amazing people, but I felt horrible inside. And then afterward I had the feeling, okay, I need to change something big in my life. And then I quit university and I couldn't explain it to anyone, and people just started asking me questions. But for me it was this, I just needed to do it. I was like, there was no other way. So there was this 100% trust from my side in myself, and it was the best decision I ever made. And I would love to always, after I had to talk with this medial person, I said to Ruslan the next day, it was before yoga, in Friday morning, I was like, Ruslan, I need to go out, let's go. I need to explore this life, because she said me so many things that I already also still need to experience, that I think like, okay, if I want to experience them and it hasn't happened yet, so that means I don't die today, so nothing can happen. The way is laid out already. I just need to trust and go out in this world and don't doubt every step. So for me, trust is this biggest thing.
And how can you fulfill this need in the moments when it's hardest, and in the moments when it's challenging to trust, I would say? How can you fulfill it?
The funny thing is, you said it before, and I was like, why do you use the same words that came into a meditation to me as well? There was a sentence now, I'm an observer, not a judge. So that I allow my mind to bring up doubts, but it's not the reality. And I can see them as part of this big puzzle, but I still can decide do I want to listen to my doubts, or do I follow this way? Because there are no coincidences in this world. So if I get this opportunity, why should I doubt it? So this door just opened up. So I just need to, stay to my feeling, to my heart, and feel like, okay, if I feel joy, if I feel fulfillment, if I feel authentic in that situation, okay, then I just go into this situation, even if my mind is telling me not to do it, or wow, that could be scary, but of course it's scary because I didn't experience it. But I want to grow, I want to experience new stuff. Of course I will leave my comfortable room or space.
Oh, that's beautiful. Can I tell you a little secret?
Oh yeah, I would love
to.
to.
So that doubt, consider like that, just like with the pain in the body. It might never go away. It might always be there. When I teach yoga sometimes, from the outside, majority of people tell me, oh, but you're so confident, when you teach and you know what you're doing and all that. And it's true. But I also, in the teaching, I also have those moments and those thoughts, that, oh my God, what did you just say? And all those thoughts like, you said that, oh, wow. So I'm doubting. So they come sometimes in the class. Yeah. But that is the thing, I'm seeing them without reacting to them. They are there and it is okay. I'm okay with that. You see, like those shoes are just here and you want to pass and they are here. I mean, you can just, do a bigger step and you can pass and go. So see those shoes as doubt, moments of doubt.
Love that metaphor.
Yes. As moments of doubt. They will be there, always be there, but you can do other things. You don't have to react. Well, the reaction would be like getting angry, why they are there, right? And exploring who put them there. And that is a reaction. Don't react. Just step and go further and do whatever you need to do. So,
thank you.
Yeah, welcome. You're welcome. The time flew so fast. It is so good to be with you guys. I really love your energy, and I'm very sensitive to the energy of people, and your energy is so beautiful. It is so beautiful. I hope you know that about yourselves. Yes.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your words. When we talk to you, it's so many synchronicities, and as well, like we had some like struggles the last days with apartment and everything. So, and in the morning I was also a little bit stressed and a lot of things to do. But I heard you and Ruslan talking in the kitchen, and then when I entered the kitchen, I was like, "Oh, your energy was like just let's put this away, like a clean cut, and now presence and life is awesome." And it shows me as well, like our conversation now, my focus is way more on the abundant side and the joyful side, because this is always there, but I just couldn't see it because there was a layer on top of it. But it's so amazing how the energy of someone else can just help you to switch and to put your attention on a different level, because where energy flows where attention goes, something like this. So, yeah.
Yes, very good.
Thank you for sharing your story with yoga and the tea as well. And you're a wonderful human being. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you so much for inviting me. And that's why we are so precious to each other. You are together, and you can just have maybe a deal or that you can make when you forget to be and this gratitude energy of you can remind, and vice versa. You see, I built in my life relationships and partnerships with, for example, my body. She's in America, but we are meeting online every single week, and we talk and we create together. But we have this partnership, when she doubts herself, or when she's in those moments when, she's in the doing, because of course we know our default mechanisms, right? We know how we learn to be as a programming mechanism or pattern, and then let's consider that we will always fall in that default. But that's why it's creating yourself, is getting yourself out and being a new way of being, and not doing. It's being a possibility, a new possibility for you, for yourself, for your life. And so when she falls in that default, I remind her who she is. And then when I do, she reminds me. So we always step together, and we hold each other's hands, and we just reminding to each other. And I do with my kids the same. So my guidance, if you ask me for one, you didn't ask, but I'm going to give you anyway, is to having those partnership in your lives, and because we will fall into those patterns, right? But it's just having someone who will bring us up when we need, and we'll do the same with them.
Amazing.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing it. We didn't ask with words, but yeah, this is what I always ask at the end of the episode. So thank you for answering without asking.
Yes.
Also on my side, thank you so much that you take the time to be here and share your amazing wisdom. I was drinking tea my whole life, but today it changed completely.
Oh wow, this makes me so happy. This makes me so happy to hear that. That's it, it's exactly that. Yeah. I'm really grateful that you invited me in your space, in this, beautiful place, and you with your beautiful energies. And I had such a beautiful time with you guys. Yeah. So asking and sharing, and yeah, that's it. You see what magic we create all together? Yeah, we create magic together. So thank you for doing that. Namaste. And have a magical one. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
I am the right person at the right time.